What's up, y'all? We are back with another video. What type of video? A Last of Us 3 video. Before we get into it, definitely smash the like button because it definitely helps. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. But to get into it, guys, man, the love when it comes to The Last of Us here on the channel is unreal, man. I love all you guys. Just the stuff that you guys say in the comments, man. But to kind of bring this up, I want to touch on a video I just did. Was basically me saying, what if Ellie and Abby team up in The Last of Us 3? And a lot of people was kind of split down the middle. I'm even surprised people even like that idea, but I want to talk about why it could work, because a lot of you guys are asking me how could it work. So to get into it, the reason I think it could work is because the whole Last of Us 2 story was basically Ellie and Abby's story. You know, it was both of their stories, to be honest. It wasn't just Ellie's, it was Ellie and Abby's. You know, they wiped Joel clean. We all love Joel, but the moment Abby took out Joel, became both of their stories, especially once we started learning more about Abby and what happened with her father and stuff like that. The reason, it's this key point that makes me think they can potentially bring this up or even just make this happen in Last of Us 3 is because, think about it, Ellie is technically Joel's daughter. Let's be honest. Abby, you know, her father died because Joel did what he did. They both lost their fathers. Now it's just them out here in, you know, this apocalyptic world with problems with each other and stuff like that. You know, I know Ellie let her walk off, but let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? So I think I can see them eventually in a story putting it past them, because either something bigger happened where they have to team up to take down an enemy that is way more dangerous than just one of them taking them down. It needs to be two of them together. And to be honest, I'm all for it. I'm literally all for that idea, because think about it. It will make the game so interesting just knowing, you know, Abby's capabilities, what she's capable of, Ellie's capabilities, what she's capable of. And, you know, Neil Druckmann and just the whole Naughty Dog team could write this to the point where some scenes are awkward with Abby and Ellie. Like, you know, maybe Ellie looks at her like, I should have did this to you a long time ago. Maybe they even have little arguments, you know, but they have to put it to the side. Maybe Lev is still, you know, with them. Who knows? But maybe they have these little sister moments where they're bumping heads or some shit like that, and Abby was like, come on then, let's fight. You want to keep holding over my head, you take me out then. Like, just make it a crazy story. And what make this story even crazier, guys, is say if Ellie is giving Abby a hard time, you know, maybe Abby really put it behind her. You know, when Ellie let her walk away, maybe she really put it behind her, and maybe it comes to a point where Ellie has to work towards actually caring about Abby, you know, and just working with her. But soon as, you know, Ellie, you know, starts to care about Abby or something, or some friendship is built, Abby dies, guys. She dies. And, you know, it's probably going to be crazy, because at this moment, we're going to start caring about Abby. At least some of us are, you know, almost similar to like Last of Us 2. I don't know about you guys. I cared about Abby. You know, I cared about, you know, once I learned about her. I mean, when she first did what she did to Joel, I'm like, no, hell no, she's the villain. I don't give a fuck. She's the villain. But once we got to know Abby a little bit and her story and where she comes from and things like that, it's almost like they both have different ends, guys. Ellie and Abby, you know, definitely have Tommy you know, into the story. Maybe something happens where Tommy, he's not letting up on Abby. He doesn't give a fuck about her. He doesn't care. And maybe Ellie and Abby, you know, are teaming up, right? But Tommy finds out, and maybe it's something where Ellie and Tommy falls out. They fall out because of that, because he's like, you know what she did to Joel and stuff like that. And maybe something happens where Tommy gets, you know, abducted, like I told you on previous videos, and Abby has to be with Ellie while she saves Tommy. Or Lev gets abducted too. Maybe both of them go. Maybe that brings them together on the same mission. I told y'all once again, Tommy gets abducted and Lev, you know, but it brings both of them together to save them. And maybe it's just some villain out there that's very much dangerous, that's probably on a hunt for the same thing that Ellie's on a hunt for, the cure. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be crazy, bro. Like, that whole story would just be crazy, because, you know, Ellie's on a hunt for the cure and all that. And, you know, maybe someone that was also on a hunt for the cure is a villain. You know, maybe get introduced to a lot of more characters on the side, and Abby knows who has the cure, and it just goes from there. I told y'all this in previous videos, but I can just see that happening. Just Abby and Ellie working next to each other, because to be honest, I think if that wasn't even thought, look, even if it doesn't happen, you can't tell me Neil Druckmann hasn't thought about something like that, because they have big followings behind them, number one. Number two, the way it ended in Last of Us 2, with Ellie just letting her walk away, that gate is open to do that. You know, I don't see The Last of Us 3, happening without them bringing Abby back in it. I feel like her story, yes, it kind of, ended, but it didn't. It's a lot of story left between Abby and Ellie, especially Ellie. Like I said, people saying, I don't want Ellie back. Bro, how is it The Last of Us without Ellie? You know what I'm saying? Ellie, that's her story. Joel's no longer there. Even if they don't do the Abby and Ellie route, at least do the Ellie and Tommy route. Kind of ending it how it began, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Tommy is technically Joel, and they got missions to go through this apocalyptic world. They run into another gang or some bad people, and now we got Joel next to Ellie. And they kind of closed the game series out the way it started, which is, how Joel and Ellie opened it. And I think that would be cool in the legacy of Joel. But like I said, it's even bigger than that. This world is huge, bro. And I just think, to be honest, when it comes down to everything with The Last of Us 3, it's going to be very different from the previous ones. Just because it's going to be a new day and age. The story, I feel like that story with Joel and everything with Ellie, it kind of bled into Last of Us 2. So we were expecting things to hit, this way, because we know what happened in the previous game. I think in The Last of Us 3, we're not going to know what the hell's going on, really, because the way we left off, a lot of strings were cut, with Dina, Tommy. I mean, they weren't cut, but you know what I mean? And then Abby walked away, so it's almost like either we're going to pick up immediately from right there in that moment when Ellie goes back and the house is empty, or we do a time jump to see how Ellie's living life now, how everything is happening. Has she found Dina? Has she tracked down Dina? Did she rekindle her, her relationship with Tommy? Has she came across Abby? Like, things like that. Like, that's why I think I'm most excited for The Last of Us 3, out of all of them, is because, bro, the story, I cannot wait to see how creative they get. Neil Druckmann already touched on, like I said, once again, he had ideas with Tommy. Overall, I don't think that's far-fetched, the Abby and Ellie thing. I just told y'all how it could work. A lot of y'all were asking me, how do you think it could work? Y'all are not against it, but how could it work? That's how it could work. They put it behind them at the end in Last of Us 2, and it just has to be something that brings them together. You know what I'm saying? And I think something that can bring Abby and Ellie together is like an enemy that is actually overpowerful, that they can't handle alone, or Lev, something with Lev, something with kids that tugs at the heartstrings. Or, maybe something like this happens. I saw some of you guys didn't like this. I said maybe Tommy dies. Some of y'all said, no, Tommy can't die because of Joel. I agree with y'all. I really do. But maybe he gets abducted and hurt or something, where Abby says, you know what, I feel bad. I already, took out Joel. Maybe can I help you with him? Like, maybe this is you know what I'm saying? Maybe that can happen. Maybe she's like, can I help you find, Tommy? Like, maybe she bumps heads with her. Ellie's still on demon time. Like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, no, I'm put it behind me, Ellie. And she's like, I'm going to try to find Tommy. She's like, Abby's probably like, I'll help. Maybe that's the least I can do after what I did. And like I said, once again, that same formula. Ellie still being a butthead, and then soon as shit, is picking up with their friendship, Abby dies. And it's like all of this shit. And with Joel, her dad, that's her life. That's Abby's life. It makes you kind of feel like, damn. That's why I said it can work. Y'all see what I mean? So, yeah, y'all comment down below what y'all think about everything I just said about The Last of Us 3. And do you dig that theory? Do you think that could work once again? And comment down below also something you want me to talk about when it comes to The Last of Us 3. You think that could happen, or just The Last of Us in general? Comment down below. Unfortunately, it's the end of the video. I want y'all to hit me up on my Instagram at I Like Gaming, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace. Until next time.